feedback from younger guys, like we want to be compassionate to animals, but we're afraid of expressing them because we're afraid of not being seen as manly. If someone says, well, you're not a real man because you're too soft or something, we can say, yeah, well, tell that to Patrick Baboumian. There was actually no external thing that influenced me. It was more an internal thinking process, and it had to do with me being compassionate with animals. At one point, we had a baby crow that we helped release it again into the wild. And at that point, I was thinking, well, I'm putting a lot of energy into trying to help and save this one bird. And at the same time, I'm eating like, you know, over a course of a few weeks, I'm eating like 20 chickens. So I thought it's just dishonest to consume it. So I stopped eating meat. But doing that next step, especially when it comes to dairy, was a very scary thought for me. I never had a day in my life that where I didn't have at least 1 liter of milk. Yeah, one of the plates is 45, so it would be 350 or something. It's not a lot. When I was 4 years old, I lost my dad in a car accident. I always had this feeling that I really want to be strong. Back then as a child, I had these ideas of being some kind of hero. Like when I was sitting in a bus, I had these fantasies of if something happens to the bus, I could go out and kind of probably lift something and help people get out of the danger. You have to consider that I'm living in a world that is like kind of, there is a dogmatic, I sometimes call it the church of the roast beef. Like there's even this thing, if you want to call people names, meathead. Like I think that's related to it. My daily life right now is a bit different to what it is like when I'm competing. But the typical strongman diet, for me it meant like 6,000, 7,000 calories. What I'm doing is I'm having a lot of protein in liquid form, for instance, like shakes and smoothies and so on. And then when I have the solid food, because I have all the good stuff in liquid form, I can just have fun. There were a lot of runners and endurance athletes being plant-based, but there was no real like strongman. Then I found out it's actually easy and it's actually good for you. So I thought I might now be that guy that makes it easier for other people.